Ukrainians gather for Easter celebrations across the war-torn country. After Russian President Vladimir Putin declared a ceasefire on the holy day. But with continued fighting reported on multiple fronts, many in Ukraine, from the church to the front line, were skeptical that Russia would stick to its word.
The shelling has continued. We can see it on the news, for example, in Kherson. Also, assaults and shelling continued on the front line. There's no indication of a ceasefire. And I think that was expected because we know who we've been dealing with for the past 3 years. Look, I think there will be no ceasefire because Russia never keeps its word. You simply can't believe them. There will be no ceasefire.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky says the Russian army violated the ceasefire almost 3,000 times. While Russia's defense ministry says Ukraine broke the truce 1,000 times, leaving many Russians, who are also celebrating Easter, questioning whether Ukraine is serious about the ceasefire.
To be honest, I don't have hopes on the Ukrainian side. They've deceived us so many times. I do not trust them.
I watched Zelensky's reactions very closely. There was nothing about the ceasefire. There were just some vague statements, nothing giving any confidence that we won't be shelled.
Ukrainian officials say their military actions were purely defensive, responding to ongoing Russian aggression. After the temporary ceasefire lapsed, Zelensky proposed a 30-day halt to drone and missile strikes on civilian infrastructure, with the possibility to extend. The Kremlin says there's been no order to extend the ceasefire. But US President Donald Trump, who has been making efforts to broker an agreement between the two sides, wrote on social media that a deal could be made this week. His optimism echoed by the United States Special Envoy to Russia and Ukraine, who said Trump's team would return to London this week for ceasefire talks.
We talked about going forward with a potential ceasefire in the near term, and that's the reason we're returning to London this week to actually lock that down. And I think there's tremendous opportunities.
Opportunities, Kellogg says, that don't include Ukrainian membership to the NATO military alliance. With the 30-hour Easter truce now expired, fighting has well and truly resumed between Kyiv and Moscow. But as the US boasts confidence that a deal can be made soon, Zelensky is urging his people not to give up hope that peace can be achieved. Dolphine, Chen and Rosie Grenenger for TaiwanPlus.